Welcome to Audiobook Brief. In today's video, we are immersing ourselves in The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment by Eckhart Tolle. This transformative book challenges us to break free from the shackles of our own minds and embrace the profound simplicity of the present moment. You will learn how to stop letting your thoughts control you, find peace within the chaos, and connect with the deeper essence of your being. If you're ready to explore the path to spiritual awakening and lasting inner peace, this summary is for you. Stay tuned for insights that could change the way you experience life. The chapter begins by highlighting the misconception of enlightenment, using the parable of a beggar who was unaware of the treasure he sat upon. This metaphor illustrates how many people overlook the wealth of joy and peace within themselves while searching externally for happiness. It's emphasized that true enlightenment is recognizing your essence as being at one with the world and your inner self. The text argues that identification with the mind, or constant thinking, creates fear and a false sense of separation, which contributes to suffering. It challenges the reader to break free from the compulsive nature of thought, to experience deeper feelings of peace and joy. Observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment is essential in this journey, leading to a realization of existence beyond mere mental constructs. This section dives deep into the idea that enlightenment is not an unattainable goal, but a state of being that we all inherently possess. It's like stumbling upon a hidden treasure that was there all along. Only in this case, that treasure is your inner peace and joy. The discussion about the beggar serves as a powerful reminder. We often fail to look within ourselves for what we truly need, becoming beggars, relying on external validation instead of recognizing the worth inside us. Tolle's main point about being, not being equal to God, reflects a significant shift in how we perceive spirituality. It's less about belonging to a particular religion or concept, and more about accessing a universal state of existence that we can all tap into. The idea that thinking is a disease might sound harsh, but think of it this way. It's like being stuck in a traffic jam in your mind, and the only way out is to disengage from constant thoughts. Instead of viewing your thoughts and emotions as you, Tolle suggests separating from them to find stillness. That's like realizing you are in a car, not the roads themselves. Moreover, the chapter pokes holes in our common beliefs about who we are. How often do we hear people say, "I am my job," or "I am my failures"? That identification with external labels can drown us in negativity. If we can become aware of these patterns and observe ourselves impartially, we start making room for joy, love, and creativity, which truly enrich our lives. In summary, this reflection encourages readers to engage more mindfully with their thoughts and feelings, aiming for higher levels of consciousness. It urges us to step back and witness our inner dialogue, creating space for clarity and insight. Just like a yoga practice strengthens the body, this mental practice strengthens our connection to our true selves, helping us break free from the shackles of the ego. Life has its ups and downs, and everyone experiences pain and sorrow. However, a lot of our suffering is self-inflicted, stemming from our unwillingness to accept the present moment. The more we cling to our thoughts and resist what is now, the more we suffer. Embracing the present can free us from pain and allow us to live fully. Our emotions can trap us in cycles of negativity, represented by the pain body, an aspect of ourselves that feeds on past hurts. By observing and accepting our pain instead of resisting it, we begin to dissolve the damage it causes. This chapter takes us on a journey from pain to awareness, showing how our fears and ego can distort our reality. When we disidentify from our mental patterns, we start to see that we can exist beyond our pain, transforming it into consciousness and light. The core idea here revolves around recognizing that much of our pain is created by our minds as we resist the present moment. Think of it like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. Eventually, all that pressure can lead to an explosion when it pops back up. The author encourages a shift in focus from dwelling in the past or worrying about the future to really embracing and accepting now. That's where freedom lies, and it is a feeling we all deserve. Isn't it crazy how we frequently let our minds run wild, complaining about things that aren't even happening? Like, how many times did you stress over an exam weeks in advance? Instead of being in the present and preparing, you spent days worrying. By saying yes to today, we can start feeling a sense of peace that's often absent when we're stuck in our heads. The pain body is another intriguing concept. Think of it like carrying a backpack filled with rocks from your past. Recognizing this weight can help us understand its influence on our moods. The key takeaway is that by observing our emotions and recognizing when our pain body tries to drive our actions, we can reclaim our power and experience life more authentically. Practicing presence allows us to turn pain into a transformative experience, much like turning lead into gold. How cool is that? Focusing on the idea of being present, the text emphasizes that understanding the mind-thus's workings isn't necessary for reaching true consciousness. Instead, the constant pursuit for identity through thoughts leads to a false self, or ego. By realizing time is an illusion and that only the now truly exists, individuals can shift their focus from the burdens of past regrets and future anxieties to the glorious present. The author explains how identifying thoughts as mere mental constructs allows one to step out of incessant cycles of thought and discover vibrant living. The chapter encourages practicing awareness to escape the ego's constraints and embrace the moment. Diving into deeper meanings, this section really tackles the struggle many of us face, getting stuck in the past or stressing over the future. It suggests that, if we step back, we can see that the only time we truly have is right now. This is like when you're playing a video game, focusing too much on leveling up, and you forget to enjoy the story or the little moments that make the game fun. The idea that misery stems from a false sense of self ties to everyday experiences. How often do we let our worries and anxieties dominate our identity? It raises some powerful questions about self-awareness and consciousness. The message calls for a transformation in how we regard our lives, challenging us to find joy in actions rather than outcomes. This shift in perception is critical. Real freedom arrives from recognizing that we define our experiences in the now, not through past actions or future fears. The call for deep presence highlights the importance of mindfulness, which is relatable in our fast-paced lives, where we often lose sight of simple joys. The author reinforces the idea that real development happens internally through presence, rather than external achievements, making this a call to prioritize mental peace over social pressures. There's a powerful reminder that even if we get that time is just an illusion, it doesn't mean life becomes easier. We each deal with everyday tasks and the unavoidable reality of aging and death. Losing the now turns any regular moment into suffering because it distracts us from our true selves. Embracing the concept of being present helps us tame this suffering. Many people live in what's termed ordinary unconsciousness, marked by a general sense of unease and distraction. This chapter highlights how checking in on our thoughts and emotions can lead to awareness and the joy of just being alive now. By moving from unease to presence, we can transform our state into one of vibrant life. Knowing that we often resist the present will help us reclaim our attention and experience life fully, which is the ultimate purpose. The idea of living in the now might sound a bit fluffy, but it carries a much deeper message about consciousness. People often rush through life, worrying about bills or future tasks, forgetting that true joy can only be felt in the present moment. This chapter highlights a major theme. Suffering stems from losing touch with the present. Think of it like constantly scrolling through an Instagram feed. You're absorbed in others' lives while missing out on your own. Yet, recognizing your unease is your first step toward liberation. It's like spotting the gap between your thoughts and reality. Many people are caught in cycles of mental noise, like a TV on a low volume. It's there, but you don't always notice until it's silent. The importance of self-observation, then, is crucial. Checking in with yourself about what you're feeling or thinking can help you break out of this mundane cycle. It's like asking yourself, what really going on under the surface? Making this a habit helps sharpen your consciousness and allows you to engage with the present in a more meaningful way. Furthermore, understanding that challenges are tests of your awareness can change the way you face difficulties. Instead of dragging you down, they become stepping stones toward deeper consciousness. Essentially, the author urges the reader to reflect, surrender negativity, and really enjoy life as it is, rather than how we wish it could be. Through practice, making conscious choices can redefine what your life is about. The state of presence is all about being fully engaged in the here and now. It's not something you can think about or understand intellectually. Instead, being present means letting go of thoughts and truly experiencing moments as they happen. An experiment mentioned involves closing your eyes and waiting for your next thought, which emphasizes how being aware and present can silence the usual mental chatter. The text challenges traditional concepts of waiting as a passive state, suggesting that true waiting is an alert, expectant presence. Being present requires deep connection to your body and the world, allowing you to truly appreciate beauty. Like a serene night sky or the sound of nature, the chat explores how presence connects to consciousness, with each moment offering a deeper understanding of oneself and existence. The chapter stresses the importance of finding stillness amidst mental noise and suggests that to experience divine essence, one must acknowledge its presence within themselves now. Diving deeper, the state of presence signifies a fundamental shift in how we perceive our lives. It's a reminder that often we get caught up in racing thoughts or fixating on the past or future, neglecting the beauty that the present holds. This ties directly into the struggles we all face with anxiety and distress. Our mind's tendency to drag us away from the simplicity of now. Think about it. When was the last time you genuinely took a moment to appreciate your surroundings without letting your mind clutter it with noise? The chapter illustrates that we should cultivate this awareness like being a cat watchfully waiting for a mouse. This active state enables us to appreciate the world and our inner selves genuinely. By rooting ourselves in our bodies, we anchor ourselves in the present, prompting deeper connections to our essence and existence. Additionally, the parables shared bring a beautiful richness to the idea of presence. The anecdotes highlight that these teachings aren't just ancient tales, but are deeply relevant to our journey of self-discovery and enlightenment today. The fact that buzzwords around spirituality often become misconstrued is intriguing. It suggests how we misinterpret concepts when we let our minds dominate. Spirituality transforms from rigid teachings into fluid experiences when we embrace presence. And here is an exciting thought: the notion of collective consciousness. As individuals start awakening, a ripple effect occurs. Like when a group of friends inspires each other positively. It's similar to this collective presence, enveloping everyone in a shared energy that sparks a higher state of consciousness. The danger lies in us slipping back into mind dominance, and staying present acts as an antidote against that slip. Digging deeper into the essence of our being, this chapter reveals that connecting with our inner body unlocks our true self. It's like finding hidden treasure. Once you start looking inside, you realize there's so much more to you than just skin and bones. By switching our focus from the constant chatter of the mind to the invisible inner body, we can access a state of being that is peaceful and powerful. The idea is simple, yet transformative. Stop identifying only with your outer self and recognize the eternal part of you that connects to everything around. This realization frees us from the fears and pains that come from thinking we are just our physical bodies. It's a journey of awareness that leads us to a life filled with deeper connections and understanding. This chapter is all about understanding that who you really are goes way beyond your physical form. Think of your body as a car. It's great for getting you around, but it isn't the full picture of who you are. Tolle emphasizes that the mind loves to label everything, but the essence of being can't be boxed in or defined. It's felt, not analyzed. Phrases like, "You are not just your body," encourage readers to shift their perception and understand that true freedom comes from stopping that cycle of self-judgment based on our physical selves. The chapter hits a crucial point regarding forgiveness, highlighting that carrying past grievances only weighs us down. We need to let go of judgment, not only towards others, but ourselves. It's like carrying a backpack full of rocks. Once you ditch the weight, you feel lighter and more alive. Tolle also mentions that transformation occurs through embracing the body instead of denying it. This concept encourages readers to appreciate their bodies and understand that they are not mere vessels. They contain profound energy and potential. By reconnecting with our inner selves, we cultivate a sense of stillness that helps us navigate life as chaos more effectively. The art of being present in our bodies provides a stable foundation, preventing us from being swept away by negative emotions. In this state, challenges can be approached with clarity rather than fear, improving our responses to life. Overall, the chapter promotes a grounding practice, tuning into our bodies, and recognizing the life force that exists within us, fostering a deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. It redefines what spirituality can look like, aligning it closely with the lived experience rather than lofty ideals. This chapter invites readers to explore deeper spiritual dimensions, starting with meditation techniques to connect with our inner energy. By feeling the body and transcending thoughts, one can experience a state of pure being, showing the difference between the formless, unmanifested, and chi, which is the life energy flowing within us. The text emphasizes that in every moment, we can access this stillness and presence, whether through silence, space, or surrendering our thoughts. It also touches on concepts like dreamless sleep, suggesting that true enlightenment comes from consciously embracing these states. Ultimately, the reader learns that both love and consciousness serve as portals to connect with the divine essence of life surrounding us. Diving into these portals connects us to the essence of our existence, not just as physical beings, but as part of a larger universal tapestry. The author presents meditation as a practical tool to ground ourselves in the present moment, which is crucial in a world buzzing with distractions. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, the expanse of the sky above and the vast sea below. This feeling of oneness is what the chapter aims to evoke through stillness and awareness. Exploring the contrast between the manifest, physical presence, and the unmanifest, the stillness within, presents a powerful lesson about our identities. Just as chi travels like a river, so does our consciousness flow between forms, guiding readers to understand that our true essence lies beyond the roles we play in life. Acknowledging the transient nature of form, the text encourages embracing our inner space, leading to a liberating sense of connection and transcendence over societal norms. The idea of conscious death further challenges our fears, suggesting that facing the end may reveal our true selves beyond life's illusion. True enlightenment is often thought to stem from love, yet the author challenges this notion, emphasizing that genuine fulfillment and peace lie in the present moment, not in future expectations. People typically chase external pleasures thinking they lead to happiness, but this pursuit creates a cycle of temporary satisfaction. Salvation isn't in some future moment. It's about fully embracing the now. Relationships without awareness often become turbulent love-hate dynamics, highlighting the importance of presence over ego-driven attachment. True love transcends the dualities of conflict and needs, emphasizing that real connections stem from understanding and accepting oneself first. Being fully present can transform any relationship into a spiritually enriching journey. The main idea here is that enlightenment in relationships is not about finding someone else to make us whole, but embracing the moment and our inner selves. The author explains that many of us project our happiness onto others, expecting them to fulfill our needs. This is a huge trap because when those needs aren't met, we often turn to blame and resentment. Essentially, love that arises from ego and need is not real love. It's just a potent addiction that can quickly flip to hate. Imagine someone who relies on social media likes for their self-worth. They might feel on top of the world one moment, but can spiral into negativity when those likes fade. Similarly, in relationships, if one partner feels that their happiness rests on the other, it can lead to a chaotic cycle of highs and lows. By realizing you can be complete within yourself, you can break those addictive patterns. That acceptance allows for true connection, where love becomes a two-way street rather than a one-way need transfer. Furthermore, the notion of relationships as spiritual practice opens opportunities for growth and understanding. Every argument or misalignment in a relationship holds a hidden chance for both partners to become more present and aware of their responses. What if instead of running away from conflict, we viewed it as a classroom where we learn about ourselves and each other? It transforms connections into mirrors reflecting our true selves, rather than distorted images based on expectations. The author continually stresses that relationships aren't meant for happiness, but for awakening to our consciousness. Like using the challenges in group projects as stepping stones to teamwork, they serve as reminders to be present and to explore our emotional landscapes. Understanding our emotional triggers helps both partners grow individually and together. In a world where relationships often feel transactional, this perspective encourages us to return to authenticity and genuine connection, where both love and pain serve as teachers. This chapter explores the concept that true inner peace transcends the fleeting nature of happiness and unhappiness. Happiness often relies on positive circumstances, while inner peace is rooted in acceptance of reality as it is. Challenges and negative experiences can teach profound lessons, leading to deeper understanding and compassion. The discussion emphasizes that in accepting the present moment fully, we can achieve a state of inner calm, regardless of external conditions. It contrasts the ego-driven desire for drama and control with a state of heightened consciousness where peaceful existence prevails, allowing individuals to embrace life's cycles without attachment. The key takeaway here is that shifting perspective from seeking happiness to finding inner peace can radically change how we experience life. The chapter emphasizes that events we deem negative can offer the greatest teachings. Think of it as the universe's way of pushing us to grow, a bit like hitting a wall when you're trying to run. You might then realize you were headed the wrong direction. The idea of forgiveness is deeply tied to this piece. By forgiving the present moment, we let go of resentment and the ego's demands. There's a powerful lesson in embracing impermanence, as even failures lead us to a deeper understanding of ourselves. When you get comfortable with life's ups and downs, it's like being on a roller coaster. You enjoy the ride instead of stressing about the drops. This state of acceptance means you are no longer caught in the drama created by the ego, which thrives on conflict and negativity. When you're not reactive, arguments and conflict become almost impossible. You can express your thoughts without getting caught up in drama, kinda like having a chill debate where everyone respects each other's opinions. Furthermore, the chapter stresses that true compassion arises from understanding our shared human experience. Mortality ties us together, while our deeper spiritual selves unite us. This is profound. It says there's more to connection than just physical presence. It is about a shared sense of being and existence that can heal and transform relationships. Surrender isn't about giving up or being passive. Rather, it's about accepting the present moment fully and letting go of inner resistance to what is. When struggles arise, surrender means recognizing the desire to change your situation without attaching negative emotions to it, like frustration or despair. The beauty of surrender is when you focus on the now. Your actions become more effective and filled with a kind of energy that goes beyond mere effort. By letting go of what you can't change and embracing the present moment, you can find both peace and clarity. paving the way for positive change without being bogged down by past or future worries. The concept of surrender serves as a bridge between accepting our current realities and driving meaningful change in our lives. It flips the script on a common misconception that surrender equates to passivity and defeat. Instead, it challenges us to recognize the strength in acceptance. Think of it like trying to drive a car with the brakes on. Once you let go of that resistance, you're free to navigate your path ahead with clarity and purpose. The author points out that true change comes with a liberated mind, one that doesn't dwell on judgments or negativity surrounding a situation. This makes us more aligned with our true selves. He uses powerful analogies, like walking through fog with a flashlight, to illustrate how self-awareness can illuminate our way through struggles. In a world where we often feel pressure to fix everything, surrendering first to the present moment might seem counterintuitive, but is actually the most effective starting point for genuine change. This chapter pushes us to think deeply about our usual responses to challenges and whether we might find freedom and insight instead of frustration if we practiced surrendering our resistance. Thank you for tuning in to our summary of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment by Eckhart Tolle. We hope this overview has inspired you to embark on a journey towards greater mindfulness and inner peace. The complete book holds a treasure trove of wisdom that can continue to guide you on your path to spiritual enlightenment. If you resonated with the insights shared today, we encourage you to invest in the full book to deepen your understanding and practice. Stay connected with us by subscribing for more transformative summaries and empowering content. Until next time, stay present and embrace the beauty of each moment.